You don't need boring textbooks to get better at English. What if you could just sit back, listen to a cool story, and still learn a lot? That's the power of story-based learning. In today's exciting tale, he'll travel to an ancient city with a modern twist. So, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a new story. Tom was just an ordinary teenager from a quiet town, always dreaming of something more exciting than school and chores. When his parents booked a family vacation to Italy, he never imagined he'd end up alone in one of the most mysterious places on Earth, Pompeii. It had started as a regular sightseeing day. The sun was warm, the sky was blue, and Tom's parents were busy reading every information board they found. But Tom was more interested in the hidden corners of the ancient ruins. He wandered a little farther every time they stopped. Step by step, ruin by ruin, he followed his curiosity like a trail of breadcrumbs. Pompeii was huge. Much bigger than he had imagined. There were narrow stone paths, broken columns, and faded frescoes on crumbling walls. As the crowd of tourists moved like a slow river through the streets, Tom drifted to the edges. He found a small archway half covered by ivy and ducked through it. Behind the arch was a quiet courtyard. Wildflowers had grown between the cracks in the stone floor. A fountain sat dry in the middle, its carvings worn smooth by time. Tom felt like he had stepped into a secret memory. He sat on a stone bench and took a deep breath. For a moment, the modern world disappeared. No sounds of cameras clicking. No loud tour guides. Just the wind and the distant cry of birds. Time passed. How much, he wasn't sure. But when he stood up and tried to return the way he came, the path looked unfamiliar. The arch was gone. Or at least, it wasn't where he thought it had been. Tom didn't panic at first. He walked around the courtyard, checking every exit. But each turn led to another dead end or another pile of broken stone. The sun was lower now. Shadows stretched long across the ruins. He pulled out his phone. No signal. And worse, the battery was nearly dead. Still not panicking. He tried retracing his steps. Left at the broken column. Right past the tall wall. But Pompeii didn't care about logic. The streets curved like puzzles, and the houses looked the same in every direction. Soon, the noise of the tourists faded completely. The ruins became silent. The kind of silence that made his heartbeat sound loud in his ears. That's when Tom realized he might be the last person left in the city. The sun dipped below the horizon. The sky turned gold, then orange, then purple. And the shadows came alive. Not like ghosts or anything silly, but like whispers. Like footsteps that stopped when he stopped. Like eyes that watched without blinking. He told himself it was just his imagination. But the air was different now. Cooler. Thicker. As if the city was remembering something. Tom kept walking. He found a tall structure that looked like a theater. Rows of stone benches circled a stage where no one had stood for centuries. He climbed to the top for a better view. From up there, he saw how dark the city had become. Just a few golden streaks left in the sky. He needed to find the entrance. Fast. In the distance, a flicker of light. Hope. He climbed down and ran toward it. His footsteps echoed on the stones. Every breath felt heavier. The light led him to a wide street. And standing at the end of it was something strange. A man-shaped figure, dressed in old Roman clothes, holding a torch. But it didn't move. It stood as still as a statue. Tom hesitated. Then moved closer. The figure remained frozen. Carved from stone. But the torch in its hand burned with real fire. Tom didn't ask questions. He grabbed the torch and ran. The light made the ruins look different. Familiar. The shadows stayed away. The walls didn't whisper. With each turn, the streets made more sense. He recognized a fountain. A doorway. A tree growing out of a rooftop. And finally, the exit gate. Closed, but not locked. He pushed it open and stepped into the modern world again. Streetlights. Cars. A tour bus waiting. His parents were standing there, pale with worry. Before they could ask where he'd been, his phone buzzed. 1% battery. He looked back at the ruins. The torch was still in his hand. But when he turned to show his parents, it was gone. Just an old stick. And that's the power of stories. Without realizing it, you just picked up new vocabulary, sentence structures, and grammar in a fun and easy way. You didn't just learn English, you experienced it. If you liked this story, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share it with someone who loves a good mystery. And in the comments, tell us. What would you do if you were the last tourist in Pompeii at dusk? We read every comment. See you in the next story.